What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Excuse me being a little tardy. Let me send this out real quick. And we don't go. All right, Bam. You want to come around this way to say hello to everybody? Or you want to come this way? Come that way?
Sorry I've been a little late from the streams, but I just been in my room. And hello everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? And if you like the live stream, thank you. Today might be very boring, but it's gonna be super cool, guys.
All right, that's enough for you. Let's go into it.
And hi, whoever said hi, Cam. Anya Bay, I think.
Come on, man.
I can't see your name.
Come on, man. I'll be right back. One second.
Daddy,
Thank you, Bam. Appreciate your help, man.
Daddy,
You're awesome.
this is my crazy world.
Crazy world.
It's not only that. Okay, I'm naming him Muffy.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Alright. Finna get started now. Finna get started. Oh, man. Beautiful. Holy day, beautiful Friday. Peace, 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 peace. Rami Mel, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for joining. We have a very interesting topic today. Trump or Biden? Who should Moors be voting for? 2020 election. Good question. Good question. Let me pull this up real quick. One second. Give me some water. I'll be right. 1 second with you. 1 second. Get a little water. A little water is in order. A little water is in order. Got the water. Bam. Bam. Alright. Alright. Now we cooking. So who should Moors be voting for? Before I start saying my piece, in the chat out there in the land, if you're tapped in right now, who do you think Moors should be voting for? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel real quick. I got my situation already planned and plotted out. So before I get to that today, I want to know what you think. Cause it's gonna get a little tricky, man. It's gonna get a little, I'm a challenger. Peace, LJ Davidson. Peace, Anya. Peace, Titus. Walter. Peace, 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 everybody. Nobody saying nothing, huh? Nobody a little scared, a little nervous? Nobody got any ideas who we should vote for? Biden and Kamala Harris? You know what I mean? The vice president of Obama teamed up with so-called black but Jamaican / Indian woman that was down with Howard HU. Or do we got Trump and Spence, the red side, the MAGA side? Who should we? Is it just the red and the blue? Is that the only choices that we have? Red or blue? Take your pick. Like Morpheus? Is that really what it's about? Not really, huh? It's more options than just that. It's more options than just that, man. Before I even get to the teachings, let me say a little bit about my opinion, you know what I mean, and my feelings, my thoughts. Um, so this is separate than the teachings of Drew Ali. This is separate than, what I feel we should be doing, which is following Drew Ali. This is what I think, you know what I mean, what I was thinking. I've been of the perspective that we shouldn't be voting. I'm tired of voting for the lesser of two evils. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would we be voting for an evil? If someone says you got to pick, um, you know, taking rat poison or taking lead poison, take your pick to drink for the day, well, I'd rather just not drink either. I'm cool. You know what I mean? This is my thinking. Um, and this seemed logical to me. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense to pick an evil to me. Uh, However, what I've learned is I gotta humble myself because I don't know everything. Allah is all knowing, is all wise. And Allah sent us, me, so-called black man, Moorish American, he sent us a prophet, this dude Drew Ali, who came with guidance. So I said, all right, maybe I need to take a step back, humble myself, Rami. Let's study. What did Drew Ali say? Did he say anything about voting anywhere? Maybe he gave us some sort of clue on how we should move, what we should do, the mentality we should have. I mean, this is our prophet, right? If anybody should have a guidance, it should be him. I mean, if he ain't got it, who do? Who do? This is my thinking, all right? Um, and I went to study. And what do you know? I found he was talking about voting. Um, Sheik Davis said, I'd rather deal with another 4 years of Trump than a so-called restart with Biden and Kamala. Even though our vote for the president of this corporation doesn't count, we tend to like that illusion. That's deep. That's deep. I feel you. Um, but here we go. We can have our opinion. We can have our beliefs, our perspectives on things, right? Humbly though. This coming from Rami now. Humbly, I feel we should always look, what did Drew Ali say? Let's see, did he have some guidance on how we should see through and how we should maneuver through these times? Because ideally, he should. And he was a prophet, noble prophet, by the guiding of his Father God, Allah, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity. This is Drew Ali. So I said, man, let me get to the science. Let me get to the information. And then I found this very small paragraph in the Moorish literature. It's called political slavery. Now, I've seen this and I've read this, but for whatever reason, my eyes it just didn't boop. You know what I mean? I'm going to just read it for you. Let me just read it for you, and then let's talk about it for a second. Political slavery. This is Noble Drali. Anytime a man or a woman fails or refuses to cast a sacred ballot at the polls, they separate themselves from all rights of an American citizen. For surely, this is the one connecting medium for a citizen to his nation. They become no more than belated beasts of burdens. There are reasons why certain classes who are more or less independent take no part in politics, since they say they get nothing out of such in the way of material gain. This is no less than a political slave. This is no less than a political slave. This is no less than a political slave, since they refuse to voice their sentiments at the polls. Another form of political slavery, which is probably more prevalent among the less independent classes, is that of being forced into one of the major parties. I'm gonna read that sentence again, yo. Another form of political slavery, which is probably more prevalent among the less independent classes, is that of being forced into one of the major parties, and they're bribed, coerced, or otherwise forced to vote the wishes of someone else, regardless of their own minds. Before there can be general relief for the economic good of all forms of political slavery must be abolished, and every citizen must take his part or her part in the affairs of the nation. Man. To be forced into one of the major parties is a form of political slavery, according to Noble Drew Ali's teachings. I just really want you to let that sit and sink in. To be forced into one of the major parties, red, blue, Republican, Democrat, to be forced into one of those is a form of political slavery. And all forms of political slavery must be abolished before the general relief and, what was that last part? The general relief for the economic good of all. So before the general relief and the economic good of all can happen, all forms of political slavery must be abolished. So forcing someone into one of the major parties, that has to end. Noble Drew Ali said this way back then, man. Come on, man. If you're doubting that he's a prophet, man, what are we talking about? What's happening right now? Vote blue no matter who. The whole thing I hear from the blue side, the Democrat, one of the major parties that black people need to vote for, is you just need to get Trump out. We can figure out you just need to vote blue no matter who and get Trump out. Regardless of my own mind and the questions and the concerns of my own mind, I'm just supposed to just do what you say? What does that sound like to you? In my opinion, what does it sound like to you? I want to play something for you. Listen up.
So, over the last 4 days, the Democratic National Party held a convention. A lot of people, you know what I mean, getting up there and talking, and, you know, everybody really, you know, eating it up, you know, throwing their hands in the air like they just don't care down there. So, it's you know, what I didn't hear is what's in it for us? What's in it for the black community besides the same old thing we've been getting from these parties? What's in it for us, for real? You know, I didn't hear anybody mention a contract with Black America. And I don't know why, because it's one of the most comprehensive reform documents that's come about in a long time that could really address the problem. The way it look, they don't have a plan. Everybody's, talking about get Trump out, get Trump out, get Trump out. If you vote, that's going to happen on the first day. So now what? Trump out, now what? What? What do we get in the first 100 days? That's what we're trying to figure out. What do we actually get that they could give us overnight like that? They just pulled $3 trillion out their ass and gave it to their friends. That's American taxpayer money. That's your money that they just gave away. And then there's 42% of black businesses closing. None of that money. Where's our fucking bailout? Where's the bailout? Not the PPP loan that they didn't give us. Where's the bailout? I don't want to hear about deficit. I don't want to hear about what our generations gonna have to pay. Because if we don't have shit, they ain't gonna have shit anyway to pay nothing. So we gotta start something right now. Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell you gonna vote for them? Make them earn that vote. They can start today. They ain't got it yet. They can start today. Make their ass earn that vote, man. Stop playing with these people, and they'll stop playing with you.
Those are some beautiful words from the wise elder Ice Cube. Make them earn the vote. That seems logical to me. Don't just be a political slave and vote for one of the major parties. There's actually other options out there. Did you know that? Or were you just coerced? Were you just manipulated, lied to, tricked into believing that we only have two options, red and blue? There's some other options. Let me get to another option in a second. We got a good question. Sheik David, that's how I feel. Why should I automatically vote Democratic? Simply because that's what we have grown accustomed to voting. Oh, wow. That's something in the Quran, too. I agree. Man, I'm gonna try to find that. Thank you for that comment. I'm gonna try to find that through the next video. Let's see. The question that I saw. Why you always seeking acceptance and integration with America? David Barker. Because I am American. This is my home. Why wouldn't I be concerned about my home? Yeah. I'm a descendant of Moroccan and born in America. Hence, Moorish American. According to the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. I hope that answered your question, David Barker. And Trump just said he don't care about black people experiences. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But my concern is teaching the so-called black people that we're not black. Because black is a color, it's an adjective. We're Moors. David Barker. But let me get back. We have another clip that I wanted to play for you. Let me get the time right there. Let's listen carefully.
Politics isn't about church. It's not about friends. It's what can you leverage for your fucking community? And we keep running around, and they got us scared.
And excuse some of the language, but you just gotta feel the passion.
hyped and motherfuckers is eating fucking hot sauce and playing fucking saxophone, and we getting thrown in jail and end up with nothing. Bro, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a racist white chihuahua. If they have an agenda that's going to help our people, and I said this before and I'll say it again, our leaders, from Malcolm to Marcus Garvey, was willing to sit down with the Klan. And the reason was because they had an agenda. Black folks, we don't want you in America, and they didn't want to be here. So if we give you $3 to $20 million to help y'all build a boat, you'll go back to Africa. Fuck yeah. We can sit down at the table and negotiate. Politics isn't about friends or who you like. It's what you can leverage out of the deal, and we haven't leveraged anything since we've been in this bitch. We take crumbs. We sit down and we have to make excuses. Well, they passed health bills that, nigga, get out of here. I'm talking about what specifically helps you, not the residual effect of what they do for everybody, because every other president do something for their constituency.
Every other president does something for their constituency. What constituency are we, and what are we asking for? What is our agenda? See, there's a very difficult thing when we call ourselves black. It's a very ambiguous term. It's not true to who we are, and thus we can't truly unite. And that's why there is no true black agenda. That's why you haven't ever really seen any black plan truly become effective. That's at the core, that is the issue. Because we haven't been following the guidance and the teachings of Noble Drew Ali, who taught us over 100 years ago that we aren't black or Negroes or colored. But I don't want to get too far away from David Banner's point. This is the elder David Banner speaking. And his point was that you got to get your feelings out of this. You have to be concerned with the agenda. What do these politicians have for you? What is their plan that they're presenting to your community, to us? What is it? What is Joe Biden and Kamala's actual plan? The first 100 days, what are they promising to give you for your vote? If I give you this, what am I getting in exchange? If I'm giving you my vote just to get Trump out and that's the end of the deal, that doesn't seem like a very good deal to me. I don't know how you feel about it. That doesn't seem like the best deal to me. Doesn't seem like I'm getting much out of the deal at all, really. David Banner was speaking on history, how our leaders met with people who may have disliked us, may have hated us, may have, what was that brother said earlier? I seen someone say something. Trump said he doesn't care about black people's experiences. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, El-Haj Malik El-Shabazz, they met with KKK members. I don't think they necessarily cared about black people's experiences too much either. But you got to get your feelings out of politics because it's about the agenda. That's difficult for us to accept. But when we stand on our principles, one of them being truth, we got to be truthful. We got to be honest with ourselves. What's the agenda? Are they even willing to sit down with Moors? That's a good question. Is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris willing to sit down with Moors and address the agenda of us being Moorish Americans and nationality and citizenship? I don't know. Is Trump? Are they willing to sit down? I don't know. Let's listen to one more clip. And then I get to my well, actually, before I get to the clip, the brother I said earlier that why should I automatically vote Democrat simply because that's what we have grown accustomed to voting. And there's a piece in the Quran, the Circle 7 that Drew Ali, a noble prophet, brought for so-called black people. This is from chapter 12, excuse me, chapter 12. Chapter 12, and it's line, well, I'm going to just read the parable. And Jesus spake a parable. He said, a certain man possessed a field. The soil was hard and poor. By constant toil, he scarcely could provide enough food to keep his family from want. One day, a miner who could see beneath the soil and passing on his way saw this poor man in his unfruitful field. He called the weary toiler and said, my brother, know you not that just below the surface of your barren field, rich treasures lie concealed? You plow and sow and reap in a scanty way, and day by day you tread on a mine of gold and precious stones. This wealth lies not upon the surface of the ground, but if you would but dig away the rocky soil and delve down deep into the earth, you need no longer till the soil for naught. The man believed, the miner surely knows, and I will find the treasures hidden in my field. And then he dug away the rocky soil, and deep down in the earth he found a mine of gold. And Jesus said, the sons of men are toiling hard on the desert plains and burning sands and rocky soils, and doing what their fathers did, not dreaming they can do aught or anything else. The sons of men are doing what their fathers did, not dreaming that they could do anything else. For example, voting. Well, you just need to vote Democrat because this is what we've been voting, and your auntie and your grandma, and we gotta vote blue. Not dreaming that you could actually maybe vote Green Party, for example. Whoa, what is that? Is that even an option? That's not a real party. Yes, it is. It's been a real party. It's an option. And usually the agenda that they have is actually very much geared towards uplifting us. That's just one example. It's been other candidates, other parties that have had agendas that have been put forth that have actually been designed to actually help us. But if you only do what your fathers and mothers did, not even dreaming or thinking that you can do anything else, I mean, it's a form of political slavery. Trapped in that thing. You feel what I'm saying? But let me get people are too busy hating on Trump to see the beauty of his walk. All they do is see the bad and refuse to see the good. That's why we got to dig away at the rocky soil. We got to dig deeper beyond the surface. The surface may be real rough. Yeah. You know what I mean? But let's dig a little deeper. For example, Kanye West. Ye is running for president. He's walking for president, as he said. That's an option. Have we considered that? Did you know Kanye West put out a 10-point plan, an agenda that he would be putting forth and executing as president? Did you know that? Do you know what the 10 points are? Before you go rejecting him because you said he had the red hat. Yeah, Cam 30. Hold on 1 second. Cam? All right, go.
Daddy, hasn't been. Wait, you already said Cam 30 twice.
No, that was just once. Go read.
Wait, what?
Let me go. I gotta finish,
Daddy's not
Cam.
able to play.
Cam, no. Go finish.
I did.
Read, please. Come on, man.
Okay, wait, I don't have to go figure out.
Thank you. Where was I at? The 10-point plan. Did you know Kanye had a 10-point plan? Do you know what the 10 points are? Do you know what one of them is? 5, 3, any of them? Do you even know where to find it? Have you heard it? What about claiming no allegiance to any party? That's a great idea. I've heard several people say that we should just take off the party names on all the ballots, so it's just the names of the candidates. So it forces you to look into who are these people. Seems like a good idea to me. But how could, to your point, Nikki, how could we express that if we don't make ourselves known at the polls? This is getting back to my opinion on us not voting. That was my opinion, my thinking, my logic, but I was incorrect. Noble Drew Ali said we had to make our presence known. That's the connecting medium between us as American citizens to our nation. That's where we can express our opinions. We can find out, asking the people at the polls, hey, I have a suggestion or I have something that I want to have implemented. How would I go about this? Talking to a politician, talking to an official, someone at City Hall who knows law, for example. They are willing to sit down and talk with us, but they see that we are too divided as a people nation because of all the labels we identify with, and until we unite, they will keep ignoring us. Ooh. Oh, wow. Morse World TV. Salute, teach brother. We disagree on some things, but I 100% agree with you on this. Peace. Let me get to this last clip because it's very profound, and I really want us to listen in close because a lot of people, a lot of my partners, personal friends of mine, loved ones, they got feelings. They feel a way about Kanye West because his statements to Trump, slavery was a choice, even though he actually said, never mind. The things that Kanye has done and said, people feel a way, and some people have just completely discredited, don't even want to hear him. But I feel that's incorrect, and let me show you why.
Going to be in service to you. So let me talk about the Jared thing. I always feel like I keep getting pulled over in my fancy car. Like when I was 19, I got pulled over for driving a white Expedition. I had braids, pelly jacket. And when my mom came to bail me out, I saw on the police report, it said cream Ford Explorer. That was crossed out and it said white Expedition. So I wasn't even the one they looked. They just got close enough, and they threw me in jail. Okay, I meet with Jared Kushner, and everybody want to ask you questions. This is my Expedition I'm driving. I ain't got to tell you. I don't care if we got ice cream. I can meet with whoever I want. You know why? Because I'm free.
Right.
And so many black people, so many people are just not free.
Right. I just had to pause for a second right there. So many people are just not free, politically enslaved.
I have the freedom to vote for who I want. I have the freedom to meet with whoever I want. Like for me.
Like Malcolm X did, like Marcus Garvey did, like Noble Drew Ali did.
Me, it's like, I got friends that's like, well, because of the riots, I know a bunch of people that's like, oh, we like Trump now. And then after the riots, it was like, we hate Trump. We just got to do everything we get him out of office.
The protests and all that.
Yeah. But let me tell you something. People keep on saying, I think that you and Republicans are
in cahoots.
In cahoots.
They saying that they paying you to do what you're doing to be a distraction.
Bro, can't nobody pay me.
You got more money than Trump.
I got more money than Trump.
So you doing
all
this?
praise to God.
Yeah. So
all praise to God.
What is the purpose of meeting with Jared Kushner? What is the purpose of,
By the way, I don't need no purpose. Now, the thing is, I have a reason that people would like. Like, that man came out with a printed copy because he couldn't get the paperback version of Dr. Claude Anderson's book,
The Powernomics.
The Powernomics. And he had...
So wait, Jared Kushner had Powernomics.
Jared Kushner
talking about black empowerment.
Powernomics and had notes, red-lined.
If you don't know, just to give you understand, Jared Kushner, just dropped this in here for you. If you're trying to understand, well, who is this Jared Kushner dude? I don't know who this Jared Kushner dude is. Just drop the link in there, and I'll just read it real quick if you have no idea. An American investor, real estate developer, newspaper publisher, who is a senior advisor to his father-in-law, Donald Trump. Okay? Kanye West is sitting down with Jared Kushner talking about Powernomics, which is a book by Claude Anderson, the national plan to empower, quote unquote, Black America.
Underlined, quoting lines all through
so
it.
anybody who's not familiar with Claude Anderson, this is a dude who started in education and has just been building for the wealth of black people and the empowerment of black people, closing the wealth gap for so long. One of the things from Powernomics that I always relate to is when he talks about blacks are the only people in the United States that don't have communities. They're like, we occupy residential areas, you know what I mean? But everyone else has their own community.
And this was the plan right here. Claude Anderson has a 4-year plan to rebuilding the black community.
Right.
That is
Black community, Moorish community.
what we talked about.
That's what you and Jared talked about.
Yeah. But I don't care if I talked and just got some ice cream. I could get ice cream. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to justify none of my actions, period.
Yeah. You're a free man.
You're free. I'm not no housekeeper.
Right.
He's free. He's not no housekeeper. Free. Are you free? Are you politically enslaved? You got to really ask yourself that. Jared Kushner sat down with Kanye West, a presidential candidate, mind you, and discussed Powernomics, a book by Dr. Claude Anderson, one that I see many so-called black people, Moorish people, saying we really need to get behind Claude Anderson. He got the plan. Well, Kanye West was sitting down with Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, discussing Powernomics. Does that seem like someone you should put your vote behind? Is Kamala Harris sitting down with anybody talking about Powernomics? Is Joe Biden sitting down with anyone talking about Powernomics? Don't worry, I'll wait. No. See, it's difficult, man. But you got to get your feelings up out of it. We got to be honest with ourselves. What is this vote for? They saying we need to vote, and we do need to vote. We do need to make ourselves known and express ourselves at the poll. This is true. But you shouldn't just do it as a slave. You shouldn't do it as someone politically and mentally enslaved and just vote for whoever someone tells you to vote for. You shouldn't disregard your own mind and just follow the wishes of someone just because they tell you, just because you see it on the media. This is my opinion, based on the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. And I'll double back one more time in case you missed it early on. Political slavery. Anytime a man or a woman fails or refuses to cast a sacred ballot at the polls, they separate themselves from all rights of an American citizen. So we should, as Moors, as American citizens, make ourselves known at the polls. For surely this is one of the connecting mediums for a citizen to his nation. We got to reconnect ourselves back to our nation. Okay. They become no more than belated beasts of burdens. There are reasons why certain classes who are more or less independent take no part in politics, since they say they get nothing out of such in the way of material gain. But this is no less than a political slave, since they refuse to voice their sentiments at the polls. And another form. Okay, so one form is like, we don't get nothing from voting anyway, so forget voting. That's a form of political slavery. That's what I was on. It's no real options. We ain't got no options. It's all corrupt. Why should we vote? They ain't helping us. It's no point. That's a form of political slavery. But another form, which is probably more prevalent, it ain't no probably, it's a definitely in these days and times, making Noble Drew Ali such a profound prophet. Among the less independent classes that are being forced into one of the major parties, such as forced into the Democrat Party. Vote blue no matter who. What? So even if the candidate committed murders, is stealing and takes bribes and is super corrupt, just vote blue no matter who? Even if their agenda goes completely against helping our people, just vote blue no matter who? Being forced into one of the major parties and they're bribed, coerced, or otherwise forced to vote the wishes of someone else regardless of their own minds. Before there can be general relief for the economic good of all forms of political slavery must be abolished. Not should, not be a good idea, but all forms of political slavery must be abolished, and every citizen, not most, not some of us, not the active, not the online, not the Temple Moors, every citizen must take his part in the affairs of the nation. Noble Drew Ali, man. Noble Drew Ali lays it out, man. We cannot choose to be a slave, especially in these days and times. Political slave or mental slave or any other kind of slave. Person says, this is just rhetoric. Make it plain. Who is the logical candidate to vote for according to the Moors? At Coben Renaissance. Well, let me clarify. It's not rhetoric. What I just read was the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. It's guidance from a divine prophet sent to us by our Creator, the Creator of the universe. So it's not just rhetoric. But he made it clear. We should, and there's other examples in the Moorish literature, and I won't tell you because man knows nothing by being told. So I provide you the link, and I humbly ask that you read it for yourself and you study the information. There you go. And you can read it for yourself, and then you can think using your own mind and sound reasoning. And you can ask yourself questions. Well, what are the candidates available? What are my options? What is their agenda? Does it align with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? Does it align with uplifting fallen humanity? Uplifting, teaching the so-called black people? Maybe I can send an email, send a letter, a personal letter to the different candidates and ask them, would they be willing to make some sort of grant money available for organizations to help teach so-called black people to be better citizens? Did you consider that a Coben Renaissance? Think for yourself. This is not just follow what the more on you see on the live stream says. This is not what I'm here for. I do not want you to just, well, Rami said we need to vote. No, this is what I'm getting you to do is to think what is the agenda? What is their agenda? What is their plan? Whatever the candidate is before you. And I'm talking about federally, but also state and local. This should be the principle, how we operate regardless. And when it comes to our organization as the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Supreme Grand Council and the people in the seats and the official seats of power within our organization. What is their agenda? What is their plan? Apply this principle across the board. That is the message I'm trying to get and convey to you. I don't think I have anything else I wanted to say in terms of voting. Otherwise, that we do need to vote. Oh, I just opened to this here. General opinion is no proof of truth, for the generality of men are ignorant. So don't just believe the general opinions, be it about Trump or about Kanye West or about Kamala Harris or Biden or whoever. Investigate it for yourself. Do some research for yourself. Look into Kamala Harris's history. See what has been her agenda. What has been her statements. Has she spoken on, reparations, for example? What was her feelings on it? What was her thoughts on it? Joe Biden, Trump, whatever the candidate is. The principle. All right. I appreciate you tapping in. Study Noble Drew Ali, because that is the prophet, universal prophet, divine prophet, sent for all of humanity, but specifically for so-called black people, so-called Negroes, African Americans. Why? Because we needed him the most. Honor all true and divine prophets. And to do that, you really got to study all true and divine prophets. You got to understand what those prophets were about. Be it Jesus, be it Confucius, be it Buddha, be it Muhammad, or be it Noble Drew Ali. Peace be upon them all. Man, it's a holy day. Let me leave you with something, man. One more thing, man. Let me see what I got. 1 second. I want to read something. Yeah, I know I'm going with it. Yeah, I know I'm going with it. 1 second now. I'm almost done, Cam Bam. I know. You trying to get in on the shot, man. Come on in. You can see in for the last piece.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Just relax, Mr.
Trump
Black.
or Biden? Who should Moors vote?
Hold on now.
In the 2020 election?
Cam.
Dad, I told you it's
Cam. Let me finish reading, okay? I gotta read my piece now, okay? So you just sit and listen with me. Shh. Don't worry about your side. So I'm reading from chapter 10. Jesus spake on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus. And I'm reading this because I had a conversation. Come on, man. Your tongue in your mouth. Stop, man. All right? I want to read this specifically because I just found out about the Baha'i or Baha'i faith. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but let me drop that link real quick so you can see for yourself.
Daddy, I just winked over there.
I know.
And the other me just winked back at me.
I know.
Yes.
Cam. I need you to let me focus, all right? Come on, man. Gotta focus. Boom, right there. So I just learned about this this faith a couple days ago, and it is extremely profound. I don't even know enough to really even speak on it yet, but the message in this aligns very much with that faith. So I wanted to just read this. Shh. And the lawyer said, I pray to Come on, Cam. Cam.
Oh, don't worry about the comment.
Yes, please. Okay? This is what I was talking to you about focusing, remember? Right?
Yes.
Look, I'll turn this screen away so you don't even focus on that.
No, Daddy.
Cam, come on. Close your eyes and just listen. Do that for me. And the lawyer said, I pray to Jesus. Tell, who is this Allah you speak about? Where are his priests, his temples, and his shrines? And Jesus was like, check this out, yo. Well, that's not what it says, but this is what it was like in my opinion. And Jesus said, the Allah I speak about is everywhere. He cannot be compassed with walls, nor hedged about with bounds of any kind. All people worship Allah the One, but all people see him not alike. The universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. No, it's love. Shh. All men see not the true in Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another is Allah of thought, another is Allah of love. A man's ideal is his God, and so as man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today, tomorrow is not God. The nation of the earth see Allah from different points of view, and so he does not seem the same to everyone. Man named the part of Allah he sees, and this to him is all of Allah. And every nation sees a part of Allah, and every nation had a name for Allah. You Brahmins call him Padabram. In Egypt, he is Thoth. Zeus is his name is in Greece. Jehovah is his Hebrew name. But everywhere he is the causeless cause, the rootless root from which all things have grown. When men are afraid of Allah and take him for a foe, they dress up other men in fancy garbs and call them priests, and charge them to restrain the wrath of Allah by prayers. And when they fail to win his favor by their prayers, they buy him off with sacrifice of animals or birds. But when man sees Allah as one with him, as Father Allah, he needs no middleman, no priest to intercede. He goes straight up to him and says, my Father God Allah. And then he lays his hands in Allah's own hand, and all is well. And this is Allah. And you are
Cameron McCarthy. Cam so loud.
And you are each one a priest just for yourself, and sacrifice of blood Allah does not want. Just give your life in sacrificial service to the all of life, and Allah is pleased.
And since I'm on the stream, when I'm on the stream, just call me Lil Rami.
Okay, Lil Rami. Let me finish, okay? Thank you for tapping in.
Thank you for everybody being here.
Please. Let me finish, okay? Quiet. Thank you for tapping in. If you didn't understand, the lesson for today is don't be politically enslaved and mentally enslaved. You have to think for yourself, use your mind, use your intelligence, look at the agenda and see what they're presenting, see what these candidates are presenting, and make your vote and your choice based on that and not based on feelings or based on what someone tells you. And also, more importantly, understanding we're all connected, and different people may call our creator different names, but it's all the one creator. So let's remember that. Let's help to uplift each other, to love instead of hate. Yeah. And that's
Love,
it.
truth, freedom, peace, and justice.
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Okay, love,
Wah,
truth.
wah, wah.
I was so close.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.